Hello and welcome to Safety Tavern's video on machine guarding. Let's get right into those regulations.
1926 300 Alpha condition of tools. All hand and power tools and similar equipment, whether furnished by the employer or the employee, shall be maintained in a safe condition. 1926 301 Alpha, employers shall not issue or permit the use of unsafe hand tools. General Duty Clause 5.1b, each employee shall comply with occupational safety and health standards and all rules, regulations, and orders issued pursuant to this act, which are applicable to his own actions and conduct. And pretty much what all three of these are saying all at the same time is you need to follow the rules. And employers will be held responsible and are responsible for making sure that employees follow the rules. 1926 300 Bravo 1, when power operated tools are designed to accommodate guards, they shall be equipped with such guards when in use. 1926 300 Delta 3, all other handheld power tools such as circular saws, chainsaws, and percussion tools without positive accessory holding means shall be equipped with a constant pressure switch that will shut off the power when the pressure is released. Now, this section is absolutely pointed at chainsaws, but we can see here what OSHA's view of the constant pressure switch is. And a perfect example of that is this drill. And what they're talking about is if you have to keep your finger held here in order for the drill to spin, what that means is that's a constant pressure switch. You let your finger off right here and the drill stops moving, that's a constant pressure switch. You're not allowed to ever tape these things activated. Now we're going to swing over for just a minute and focus a little bit on air tools. 1926 302 Bravo 1, pneumatic tools shall be secured to the hose or whip by some positive means to prevent the tool from becoming accidentally disconnected. What this is talking about is a whip check or something of equivalent strength. It needs to be able to take that kick when the hose pops loose. And these things are absolutely cheap. This is $15 at Grainger, which guaranteed you can get it cheaper. 1926 302 Bravo 2, safety clips or retainers shall be securely installed and maintained on pneumatic impact percussion tools to prevent attachments from being accidentally expelled. What this is talking about is the clip. This clip goes right here. And these clips are absolutely dirt cheap as well. And if you look at this picture, this is the whip and the clip both installed correctly. This is correct. Every single crow's foot connection like this shall have a whip check as well as a clip installed. 1926 302 Bravo 3, all pneumatically driven nailers, staplers, and other similar equipment provided with automatic fastener feed, which operate at more than 100 psi at the tool, shall have a safety device on the muzzle to prevent the tool from ejecting fasteners unless the muzzle is in contact with the work surface. What it's talking about is that you have to press hard and push that muzzle back in order for that operation of that tool. 1926 300 Charlie, personal protective equipment. Pretty much what it's saying is that anyone exposed to hazards, they shall be provided with PPE equipment necessary to protect them from the hazards. And if we take a look here, this cutting disc didn't go into his eye, but do you think he was protected from the hazards of the actual cutting disc? Over here, you have another cutting disc. It's literally sticking out of this employee's face. This PPE, this face shield right here, is not just to protect your eyes. It is to protect your entire face. It's called a face shield. And this is where you'll see a lot of manufacturer recommendations or company manuals or company practices that'll say when you're using this tool or when you're operating in this manner, they want safety glasses and a face shield. This face shield protects your neck, it protects your face, it protects more than just your eyes. Now we're going to talk about manufacturer recommendations, and OSHA absolutely tells you follow the manufacturer's recommendations. And if you look inside this DeWalt user manual for the DCD 900 series, what you'll see is use personal protective equipment. Always wear eye protection. That's a good idea, right? That's a good rule. Keep looking. You'll find use the power tool accessories and tool bits, etc. in accordance with these instructions, taking into account the working conditions and the work to be performed. It's a great idea. Side handle. Warning, to reduce the risk of personal injury, always operate the tool with the side handle properly installed. Uh-oh. Well, wait a minute. Now, this is the hammer drill that they're talking about. And if you think we're just talking about hammer drills, we aren't. We're talking about bandsaws. Yep. If it's got another handle up here, anytime you're operating that bandsaw, your other hand is to be up here. We're also talking about table saws. We're also talking about grinders. Read the manufacturer's recommendations. It'll tell you how to operate that tool safely. But here's one you're not going to like. We're also talking about power drills. And if you look right here, you'll see an exact replica of the one above, which is always have the side handle installed. So if there's a place for a side handle, if when you bought that tool, it originally came with a guard or a side handle, and the manufacturer recommendation says always have it on, then always have it on. And if you lost your side handle, no big deal. Type the part number into the Google box and then put the word side handle at the back of that, and don't worry, I promise you can find one. And if you work for one of my companies, feel free to get with me and I'll point you the right way. Now we're going to squirrel off for just a minute and we're going to talk about something totally separate, and that is using a table saw. When you're using a table saw, please use a push bar. This is what a push bar looks like. It comes in all shapes and sizes. You can custom make them. What it's designed to do is, as you're cutting this wood down and your hand's moving closer, it keeps your hand elevated off the table as well as further back behind the wood. It keeps your hand in a safe place. Never let your hands go anywhere near the rotating blade. That right there, this protector is good, but it's not great. So anytime you're using a table saw, please use a push bar. Now, the majority of OSHA rules and regulations, or even best practices involving machine guarding, have to do with heavy machinery in a refinery or a machinery or a machine shop situation or setting. We just don't really have that much in construction, so I didn't focus a lot on those types of activities.
Thank you for your time, and that's all I got for machine guarding, and I hope that this video finds you well, and I'll see you in the next one.